Hi everyone, welcome back to Vedic Life Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the Sidereal Vedic Astrology Outlook for the transit of Jupiter through Gemini. Now this is a big transit. We are looking at Jupiter. That's why I'm wearing bright orange today. I'm honoring Jupiter, and we're going to take a look at his transit through Mercurial Gemini. This is going to be really interesting. I want to just quickly welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining, and let's get straight into the dates. When is this transit going to happen? And then I'll talk a bit about how I see this transit playing out collectively. So the dates are, I'll put them on the screen. Basically, the 14th of May 2025 to the 1st of June 2026, we're going to have Jupiter in Gemini. Now, for a short time, Jupiter will dip into Cancer. So that's going to happen from 18th October to 4th of December. We're going to get a taste of that new energy. I'm quite looking forward to that. That's going to be an exalted Jupiter. Jupiter will be strong and powerful. And I do think that that could be impacting, when we're looking at the collective, that could be good for the justice system, possibly. The justice system will be strong and powerful across that, mid-October to early December type time. We'll get a little preview and we'll be able to see what Jupiter in Cancer will be like, because we're going to experience that from 1st of June 2026 onwards for about a year. So that is definitely a window to watch and to see what's happening with the justice system, or is there, where is the justice coming through on the planet? I tend to think at the moment it's coming through the people, but we'll get into that in a moment. Let's take a look collectively. So currently I'm recording this on the 9th of April, and we're experiencing tariff wars that are causing global turmoil. Now, I don't know too much about this news story. I've read a couple of articles here and there, but I can talk about how I believe this is matching up astrologically, and why these tariff wars are happening at this time. So we're early April here, but because Jupiter in Gemini is a big 1-year transit, and we've got the weight of Jupiter here, it's like there's a little bit of Dasha Sandhi effect, if you know what I mean. We're feeling the future a little bit early. We're feeling it now. And I think that these tariff wars, this situation could go on for the duration of this transit, and it could possibly even escalate to being, okay, we've got tariff wars, but it could escalate to being something like currency wars as well. And I'll explain why in a moment. So I've got here, it makes perfect sense that this tariff activity is happening at this time. Jupiter is about to go into Gemini. So we've got the big picture planet Jupiter heading into the sign of Gemini, which is lorded by Mercury, which is all about fine detail. So we've got the big picture visionary Jupiter going into the sign of fine detail. So this is why, there's all this talk about we want to change the prices. We want to change all these fine little things for the, for various strategic goals, for various big picture goals. What's also interesting is Saturn is lorded by Jupiter at this time. And Saturn, as we know, is in Pisces. So we've got a very interesting situation where Saturn is lorded by Jupiter. I've got here, in a way, we have our two most big picture planets under the ultimate lordship of Mercury. So this is very interesting. What's really interesting to me here, and this is why I'm saying that things could escalate, we've got Saturn in Pisces, and Pisces, foreign places, Jupiter also foreign places. So there is like a foreign agenda here, and this is why I'm saying a tariff war could escalate and become, for example, a currency war as well. Again, I'm not too sure about that. That's just something I'm saying here on the 9th of April, but that's one of the ways that I'm reading the stars today. Now, as for the fallout of this activity, when are we going to know how good or bad this has been? And one of the things I'm seeing here is that I've got written here, I believe we won't know the full outcome of the changes until after Saturn leaves Pisces. So that is from June 2027 onwards, or even from March 2028 onwards. It's like from those 2 points we'll be able to look back and really assess, has this been a good thing or not? I know that from the articles I've been reading, a lot of people are not happy about this, and there's a lot of speculation about how this could play out. One of the lines that I quite liked, it was an article from pbs.org, and it said, economists don't share the enthusiasm for tariffs since they're attacks on importers that usually get passed on to consumers. Yeah, who's going to be paying for this? The people, right? And Saturn in Pisces, Saturn is aspecting Taurus. So that's that Saturnian energy impacting what? People's savings, right? So the people might have to pay for this. But then there's a line, so basically they're saying this could get passed on to consumers. But then they're also saying, they're looking at the other side and they're saying it's possible, however, that the reciprocal tariffs could bring other countries to the table and get them to lower their own import taxes. So the outcome could be, you know, that there's a lot of negotiation and everybody somehow brings their prices down. I don't know at all what way this is going to go, or how this will play out, or is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? I have no idea. But what I can tell you is that the 2 points from which we'll be able to look back and get some perspective on this, it will be June 2027 or even March 2028 onwards. Saturn is currently in Pisces. Pisces is a bit hidden. So and that's one of our big strategic, big picture energies that we have that is currently hidden, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it might be hard to understand what is the strategic fallout or impact of all of this activity. I really don't know. But that is something I'm seeing in the collective that's happening now. I think it will be a big theme across the coming months. I did Google search and look up, you know, how long does it take to implement a tariff? Is this a quick job, or is this something that's going to take time? Because a long time ago I worked in technology, and you know, I was an IT consultant. I worked for Accenture, and one of my projects actually was to design a system to help the marketing directors change a price point. And that system took us months to build. I mean, it was a bit of a different system. We were giving the marketing directors the ability to tinker with prices at will. So we had to construct a lot of stuff there. I realize this is just changing a number, but I also question, you know, I read an article that said it would take a month to implement these changes. So, okay, maybe it is quick. But equally, I'm sort of looking at this going, if there are legacy systems, if these are big, large organizations and the back end is complicated, and, you know, could this be a thing that takes a long time to implement? I'm not sure. I don't have a clue. But what I can read is I can read the planetary energies, and it makes perfect sense that this is happening at this time. We've got, you know, big picture visionary Jupiter in the sign, or about to head into the sign of fine detail, where it's like you change a little price and there are these huge repercussions. So it makes perfect sense astrologically. This activity is happening at this time. The other thing I wanted to speak about was what's happening in the collective in terms of protests. Protests are going to continue over the next, well, many months. And this is because we have Rahu entering Aquarius soon as well at the end of May. So I will be making another video just about the shift of Rahu-Ketu axis. So that is coming. But yeah, we're going to have Rahu entering Aquarius soon. Protests aren't going to stop. We're going to have Rahu and Jupiter mutually aspecting each other. So that is all quite interesting. And recently I saw an article that showed protests in the United States called hands-off protests. And I'll put a couple of pictures by my side so that you'll be able to see all these, like placards saying hands off. And I just thought that was quite interesting astrologically because Gemini represents hands. So I thought this was very clever and very in tune. I feel like the American people are on it, they're in tune. Astrologically, definitely, I can say that for sure. I mean, to have placards saying hands off. The other thing that I like about the placards and the boards saying hands off is that it's quite abstract. They're not particularly, pointing out, well, I mean, some of the placards are pointing out names and things like that, but I quite like just the thing of hands off as a general, almost abstract statement, which again is quite sort of the high vibrations of Mercury. I love that. I've got the note here, things are getting more abstract. Yeah, exactly. Let's just speak directly to the dark energy that's trying to make life difficult. Does it have a name? Sometimes we don't know. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. And then the last thing I want to say about the collective is that the court of public opinion is going to be very busy across this period. So we're still not, Jupiter is still not yet in Cancer. It's going to be in Gemini first. And yeah, I see that the court of public opinion is what's going to be more active, is going to be very swift. It's fast. I'm kind of blown away by the speed of change right now, the speed of news, the speed of what's happening. It just feels like the justice system is slow and arcane and not functioning very well. Whereas, you'll have like a person who's running a YouTube channel and they've got maybe a team of 4 or 5 researchers, and those people are single-handedly dealing with court cases like it's nothing, like it's the speed is kind of blowing my mind, like at how things are changing. And where is justice sort of kind of happening? Well, it's kind of happening through some independent YouTube channels and things like that, where you can get a bit of truth and justice or real thing being spoken about. It's quite interesting. So yeah, I've got here, YouTubers with a small team are outperforming the court system. This trend will continue. But I also feel like when Jupiter enters Cancer, and I've been saying this for some years now because I've been doing these reports for so long, and one of the things I've been hoping is that by the time Jupiter comes somewhere close to Cancer, that the legal system is stronger, it's more online, it's more competent, it's doing better. Are we seeing evidence of that? I've seen some evidence of that, but I don't know. I don't expect much from this transit, but I'm hoping, my wishful predicting is hoping that, when Jupiter goes into Cancer, that there's some visible improvement there. But again, that could just be wishful predicting. I realize that, yeah. Sometimes we do some of that just so that we keep going, isn't it? But, justice is still a thing. It's still coming through. It's still happening. It's hard going, but it's coming through the people. That's what I see and have seen. across this whole time. It's like the people are getting stronger. The people, oh yeah, that whole Aquarian energy is growing and strengthening, and people are waking up more and figuring things out and are ahead of the game, really, in some ways. It's just some of these slow old institutions, well, they're trying to keep up. And we're also looking at what is going to dismantle in the process, what's breaking down. And that's very Pluto in Capricorn. Here in Sidereal Vedic Astrology, Pluto in Capricorn, that's the breakdown of these old established clunky things. So yeah, that is happening the whole time. How are we doing for time? We're okay, actually. I've got some other dates that I just wanted to flag as well. I've got here some of these portions of Jupiter in Gemini could be a little bit difficult. I'll put them on the screen. I think that's just going to be easier. So we've got a little portion here in June that could be a bit difficult. We've got a portion there in October, and as well, even like 5th December through to 9th April could be a bit tough as well. So these could be some of the rocky bits of that Jupiter in Gemini energy. How can we use this energy personally? I'm always interested in this. This is my main area of interest. I like to work with you guys one-on-one. I've been loving the sessions lately, guys. Thank you so much for booking me. It is so wonderful to chat with you. I have been doing a lot of live Zooms lately, but equally, you know, if you're in a time zone where it doesn't work, I love doing the recorded sessions as well. So you can always reach out and book me. But I really like to look at how these energies are playing out personally. It's my favorite thing to do. So how can we use this energy? Well, we've got that big picture planet, as I've spoken about, in the sign of fine detail. So I believe that getting on top of fine detail in our lives is going to be a priority. All those detailed tasks that perhaps you don't want to do. And I am a classic at not wanting to do. It's always been my accounts. I don't want to do it. I just, you know, when I was a contractor, I used to be very good. I was thinking about this the other day. When I was a contractor, every month I would be up to date. But, you know, doing this work and now, you know, life is a bit different, and what I've been doing over the last few years is I don't do my accounts for many, many, many months, and then I just sort of blitz it all in one day. This is terrible. So I got on top of it last weekend. I actually just sat down and got up to speed. I did all my fine detail stuff that I don't want to do. I got a spreadsheet and I did the work. And what I'm actually now going to do is I'm going to commit to keeping my spreadsheets up to date every month. And I feel it's this Jupiter in Gemini energy that's really going to help me do this. I'm actually excited to do this, which is like a world first as well, because I'm never excited to open a spreadsheet. It is the last thing I want to do, but I'm actually kind of enjoying it, which is bizarre. So I've got here anything financial, anything administrative, anything to do with communication. This is also an excellent energy for writers, fine artists, painters. If there's some detail-oriented work that you love to do, this is a good time to get a lot of that done. Yeah, I've got here anything involving fine detail or mechanical steps. There will be really good energy available to get that work done. It could be a boring task that you don't want to do, that you'd rather put off. You might find a way of making it enjoyable. So yeah, that is, you know, something to think about. I've got here all mercurial activities can be a lot more enjoyable at this time. Jupiter is, after all, the planet of blessings and, you know, good fortune, luck. It is a beautiful energy. So we might enjoy some of those boring tasks that we'd rather not do. Now, I'm going to take a look for each of you, for every sign. All right, so Aries. Aries, welcome. So this is Aries ascendant, Aries moon, or Aries sun as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. Welcome Aries, it's so good to see you. Now we're going to take a look at this Jupiter transit, Jupiter transiting Gemini. This is going to be happening in your third house this time. And what I'm really loving about what you've got going on here, Aries, is that as per the 5th and 9th aspects, this is going to be really good for your relationships. This is a time where relationship dynamics might even receive some of Jupiter's grace and or blessings and or healing. You know, this could be a healing time for your relationships, possibly. Jupiter might also bring up any limiting beliefs that have been holding you back in your relationships, or that have been attracting the wrong people, or any of this. So some of that might become clear to you at this time. I've got here, you might even meet new people or add to your social circles at this time as well. Jupiter transiting your third house will get you to incrementally build up your confidence, your courage, your mind, your insights, your ideas. Jupiter in this place, as I said, it might even reveal to you any area where you have some limiting beliefs, or some beliefs that just, it's time for them to go. It's not going to be compatible. Those beliefs are not going to be compatible with the future that you're building. So you will know what those are and what to get over. I've got here, this is an excellent time to keep a journal, if not for your own thoughts, then the wisdom that you're gaining from other people. And this is definitely a time where you might travel. So short distance, long distance travel, all indicated here. And I've got here, it's a really great time to be skilling up via further education. It's a good time to fill up on books or content that you know will have some practical benefit to you later on. So it could be career related, skilling up, or executive education, or any of that. It's looking like a pretty good transit, Aries. I'm loving the aspects. There's really great energy being aspected there into your 7th house and your 11th house. So that is good for you socially. It's also really good if you are building up a social media platform or any of that type of thing as well. All right, Aries. Well, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Taurus. Taurus, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Taurus ascendant, Taurus moon, or Taurus sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So you've got Jupiter transiting through your 2nd house. It's looking to expand your finances, and Jupiter's aspects are also indicating that you can expand your career at this time as well. Jupiter is aspecting, of course, your 6th and 10th houses. So one of the things that Jupiter might be doing here in your 2nd house is it might bring up some perhaps limiting beliefs that might have been holding you back in the past. So it might be that you expand a little bit, but then you come up against a blockage. So I'll just read out my notes here. So I've got here, blockages to earnings might come up at times. This is because Jupiter is expanding and yet might get stuck at times. A challenge might come up. And I've got here, this challenge will require some kind of mercurial action. So if there's a problem in your life at this time, get mercurial about it. Recognize that, okay, I might perceive that this is some great big problem, but it actually might be really, the solution might be really tiny. So it might be just some tiny little step you need to take, and then that unblocks the flow and the momentum gets going again. So I've got here, stop and look at the problem without emotion. And if your big picture isn't growing, the solution might be in some small, tiny action that you have to take. So mercurial things. You might just need to start a spreadsheet and get organized. Or you might need to sort an account. Or you might need to call someone. Or it's something like that. There could be just some little tiny step you need to do. And then it all flows. So that's what I'm seeing here for you. And I've got here, this is also a great energy for your voice. So great energy for those who teach and or share wisdom. There's something about you speaking up that will be empowered and impactful and make some kind of difference at this time. And that's especially via social media. So Taurus, it's looking like good energy here. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Gemini. Gemini, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. Well, Gemini, this is all about you. Jupiter's moving through your sign. So it's time to expand. Gemini, this is expansion time across this whole year. So it's a really great time to expand your career and what you do in the world. And most importantly, due to the 5th and 9th aspects, this is a time where you can be seen and recognized for what you do. You might be promoted at this time, you might be given more responsibility, but there's something about you being seen. Okay, so if you feel that maybe, yeah, and I mean, look at that, your Saturn is in the 10th house, so yeah, you're on the playing field. Gemini, you are going to be seen. I've got here, watch out for Saturn in the 10th though, and bosses who try to get you to do the work of 2 to 3 people at once. This is a possibility. You've got Saturn transiting your 10th house here. You might be being worked really hard. I've also got here your fire trine is also lit. So it will be important for you to say no to extra demands that are being heaped on you. And I've got here, this is a time where quality counts. Make sure you do quality work across this transit. And that's really a way of pointing out to someone, if there's some boss above you or somebody who's saying, I need you to do, you know, this 5-day task in 1 day, a way to say no to that is to put it back on them and to say, look, it won't be a quality job. Are you sure you want to be asking that of anyone? You know, that is a way that you can put a stop to that kind of thing, because really there are problems if people are asking you to do far too much work. Gemini, it is a good time for you. You might be being worked really hard, but this is a time where you really can go up in life and excel. So thank you so much for stopping by, Gemini. We are now going to welcome Cancer. Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now you've got Jupiter transiting through your 12th house. This is a beautiful transit, Cancer. It's a really lovely transit, good energy here when it comes to growing spiritually. So this is all internal, behind the scenes work. So I've got here, it's an excellent time to grow spiritually and to lose any internal beliefs that might be holding you back. So this is a good time for you to do deep inner work and, you know, be spending time with yourself, be reflecting on things, be figuring out, okay, why does this thing keep happening in my life? And really tune into that, really see if you can get some ahas or figure some deep things out. You will be able to at this time, but it's quiet, deep inner work. And to the outside world, they think you're not doing anything, but you're actually, you know, possibly changing your whole internal landscape, which will have, you know, material rewards being reflected back to you later. But now it's like you've got to do some inner work. I've got here, there could be expansion at home. There could even be some mild health challenges that come up at this time. So definitely take extra care of your health, or slow down, or look after yourself more, or take care of health more. That's going to be a good thing. I've got here, any health challenges, just asking you to rest more and deepen your relationship with yourself. And I've got here, it's a time for you to build inner riches. Read the spiritual texts that nourish you by the authors that you love. And I've got here, the growth for you across this transit is internal, outward results will be visible later on. So Cancer, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Leo. Leo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Leo Ascendant, Leo Moon, or Leo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now you've got Jupiter transiting your 11th house. So you can really expand your soul tribe at this time. You can meet like-minded people that you absolutely love. This is also excellent for gains. It's good for making money. It's good for encountering new opportunities of all kinds. This is expansion time, Leo. You really can expand and grow at this time. There's something about expanding social media. If you're on social media, this is kind of that glow up energy. Everyone's talking about glow up energy, isn't it? So yeah, this is that. But here, occasionally you might run into a small roadblock. So that's Jupiter's aspect into your 3rd house there. Got here, your confidence might get a knock here and there. So that is a possibility, but keep going and know that the solution to any problem that you have will be mercurial. There'll be some small step you need to take to get the momentum going again. So it might be that you need to speak up more. It might be that you need to set a different expectation or set a small boundary here or there, or you might need to do some small administrative thing. But the solution across this year, it could be something mercurial. It could be you're changing some tiny little thing, but it's going to have a big impact. This is also a great time for artists, anyone involved in business or in communication. If you're in media, publishing, social media, any of that, this is a time to grow. Yeah, I've got here, you are set to grow. Leo, this is good energy. I'm excited for you. Take care. We are now going to welcome Virgo. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now you've got Jupiter transiting through your 10th house. So it's a time for your career to expand in a big way. You are going to be seen and your opinion might be sought after at this time as well. I'm also having a look at your Saturn here, which is in the 7th house. Talk about being seen. Virgo, you're on the playing field of life. You're busy. It's all happening. And I've got here, it's good for you to save or invest the money that you're going to earn at this time. If you're able to save, that's going to be really good. Jupiter is going to be aspecting your 2nd house of savings, long-term savings. I've got here, there's something about you being able to be disciplined and build a healthy savings across this period of time. And I've also got here, if you come up against any blockages at this time, the solution might be in the following. So the first one I have is a bit unusual, and I've got here remaining humble. That's going to sound weird, but you've got this Jupiter here in the 10th. And the advice to Jupiter in the 10th, yeah, it's good for you to be humble, because even though you probably do know everything and you probably are right, at times across this transit, you just might need to kind of just go with it, whatever it is, right? So like I've got, yeah, the solution might be in remaining humble. Another solution is offering excellent service. Just continue to offer an excellence in service and just be very sincere about wanting to serve people, and that's going to be a terrific remedy. Jupiter's aspecting there into your 6th house, so that's why I'm saying that. And the other way that you can solve a blockage at this time is to grow by learning something new. And that's sort of linking in with the being humble thing as well. It might be that the solution comes to you when you learn something new, and your learning could be in relation to your career or what it is that you do for a living. There's something like you learn something new and then a whole new realm opens up, or the flow gets going again. Okay, if you've got that stop-start thing, Jupiter, can be like that. It expands to a degree, but then there's a blockage, and then it expands and there's a blockage. So our job in life actually is to figure out the blockage and to move beyond it. So yeah, that's all you have to do. The solution could be mercurial. It could be some small thing that you have to do, and it possibly might be some small thing you have to learn to get past the blockage. Virgo, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Libra. Libra, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Libra Ascendant, Libra Moon, or Libra Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Jupiter transiting your 9th house. This is excellent energy. Oh, I'm loving this for you, Libra. You're also a Saturn in the 6th. Very good. You've got great energy, Libra. I'm so excited for you. So Jupiter's transiting your 9th house. This is excellent energy for you to grow in authority, responsibility. Your expertise might grow, or your leadership qualities might grow and stand out at this time. You might really be recognized at this time. You're building that next platform up, and that's as per your Saturn position. Jupiter is really well placed here, transiting through your 9th, to accelerate the new growth. So I've got here, make the most of every day of this transit. And if things are challenging or you come up against a blockage, what you have to do is you have to remain cool and calm. Remaining cool under fire is going to help you, and that's because your fire trine is lit. But we've got air in here, we've got Jupiter moving through. It's quite interesting. The remedy I have for you across this time is use your head. Cool, calm logic will help get you through any sticky situation, or if things get fiery or whatever that is. But it's like there's something about you being cool and calm that just, and we're dealing with Mercury here as well. So Mercury is the Lord, so it is about being cool, calm, logical, unemotional, precise, and use these energies. And there's something about you'll get through if there's any challenge or blockage that comes up. Really good energy here, Libra. I'm excited for you. We are now going to welcome Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just checking the time. We're okay. Scorpio, what have you got going on? Oh, this is nice. So you've got Jupiter transiting your 8th house. So this is nice from a very spiritual perspective, because you're going to grow spiritually. This is that kind of time. The outer results will be reflected back to you later. But now is the time across this transit where you can be deepening your meditation, deepening your relationship with yourself. There's something about you doing your inner work, doing your spiritual work. You're creating space possibly, and or clarity. And what that's going to do is it's going to make some of your psychic and occult gifts come online more and be more accessible to you. So this is inner work. This is that kind of inner work where you really need to take time, and it will go slowly. From a Jupiterian perspective, I'm also looking at Saturn. Yeah, it's like take time to reflect, to go within, to see yourself clearly, and that will help you see the whole world clearly as well. I've got here, build your inner riches across this transit, and by that I mean do your spiritual work. So read your spiritual books, read and reread your favorite spiritual book as a therapeutic practice. And I've got here, and do the real spiritual work of taking responsibility for yourself and your own actions. And the fruits of all this work that you're going to do across this year, it will be seen in future transits. And definitely, I mean, Jupiter's going to move into your 9th. You'll get some rewards and results, you know, as soon as sort of, mid next year onwards, that will start to come in. But from a Jupiter perspective, you're doing the inner work now. So Scorpio, I'm excited for you for that. I like those inner work times. I find them to be recharging and kind of refreshing. Yeah, I've sort of learnt to value the inner time more than the engaging with the world time. Yeah. Well, Scorpio, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now you've got Jupiter transiting your 7th house. This is a beautiful transit. This is really great energy for healing a relationship with a committed partner. This could be you attracting a new partner into your life. You might be meeting the love of your life, Sagittarius. That's amazing. Equally, it's great energy for growing a business, for growing an audience, for getting your work out into the world. It's great for expansion of social media platforms or any of that. So this is really beautiful energy, what you've got here. I've got the note, you might also enjoy foreign travel or trips abroad at this time. So if you're feeling like traveling, you might have the energy to do so. And I've got here, being social will be good for you across this transit. You might even make new friends at this time. Now, if at times you feel blocked or stopped, and that can happen with your Saturn there in the 4th, Saturn's also casting aspect onto your 1st house of self. So at times you might be blocked, you might be stopped. All you have to do is slow down, and the solution will be something mercurial. So it's like you change some fine little thing and the momentum starts again, the flow starts again. So I've got here, some small practical step is all you need to do to get the flow going again. So that's what you need to look at there, Sagittarius. Beautiful energy, good transit. I'm really excited for you. We are now going to welcome Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we've got Jupiter transiting your 6th house. Wow, this is pretty big. It's going to impact your career. I've got here, this will help you build the next platform up in your life. Oh, Capricorn, yeah, you've got the good energy, don't you? I'm glad. I'm just remembering, it's all coming back to me. All you have to do, Capricorn, is concentrate on offering excellence in your service. Just do that. Whatever it is that you do for a living, go the extra mile, be excellent, offer the best service you can, the most sincere service you can. Just do that. And you'll see Saturn will bring you the rewards. Jupiter's 9th aspect onto your 2nd house will help you build up savings across this time. And Jupiter's 5th aspect onto your 10th house will help you build your career. It's time to be seen and acknowledged for what you do. Yes, and both Saturn and Jupiter are going to help you achieve a lot of things across this time. Now, if you encounter a blockage at this time, the way through might be mercurial. So it's some small practical step that you need to take in order to get the flow going again. So Jupiter is like this. We expand and then we come up against a blockage, and we're coming up against our own stuff. We're coming up against a limiting belief, some old programming from childhood. We're coming up from something that really we don't need it anymore. It's incompatible with our future, and we've got to grow beyond it. So there'll be an ability, you will have an ability to recognize, to see what that is at this time. And I've got here the small practical step that you might need to take to get the flow going again after you encounter the blockage. That small practical step just might be you need to communicate your thoughts, or you need to put a boundary in place, or you need to modify an expectation or something along those lines. I've also got the note here, don't be afraid to say no if too much is being demanded of you at this time. Saturn wants us to work hard, but Saturn doesn't want us to overwork or burn out. So definitely be mindful of that. Don't be overworking. Don't be trying to achieve too much either. You might need to slow down. You might need to, just be where you are for a bit, regroup, be a bit strategic, be a bit mercurial. We've got Jupiter here in that 6th house. This is that strategic kind of area. So you will be able to plot your next moves strategically, but yeah, every now and then you might need to stop and think, and but you've got great energy supporting you, and the stars are actually promoting you now. They're not in your way. Jupiter, the other thing about Jupiter in the 6th, actually I should mention this, is if you have any health issues, definitely take extra care of your health. Sometimes Jupiter in the 6th, if you have like a small issue, Jupiter in the 6th can come and expand it. So health issues could be expanded. Equally, if you're very healthy, Jupiter will expand that. So bear that in mind. If you have some health issues, do attend to them. Do rest and don't overdo it and all that kind of thing. Yeah, you don't want to overwork, Capricorn, because you're a natural hard worker. So definitely don't overwork. All right, well, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just seeing that the time might cut out, but we'll be okay. Aquarius, what have we got going on? So, wow, you got Jupiter transiting your 5th house. So I've got here, it's time to be seen and recognized for what you do in the world. Your kingdom is due some expansion. Okay, you've got to grow. That is due here, and some of that can really happen across this next year. I've got here, this will happen by daily consistent work towards your goals. Keep at it, Aquarius. Keep chipping away, little by little, day by day. I've got here, it's time for you to take on more responsibility and definitely keep learning new things. And perhaps it's also time to share and teach what you already know. So if you've been accumulating wisdom over a long time, and this could be the year where you step out and you teach what you know, you share what you know. Maybe you're starting up new social media platform as well. You might be seen as an expert or an authority in your field. You've got the 9th house, Jupiter's aspecting into that. So there's good energy here. I've got here, it will be important to listen to your body at this time. Jupiter's casting aspect into your 1st house. If too much is being demanded of you, you will need to speak up. And I've got here, aim for quality outcomes and don't overwork across this transit. So yeah, I do see that you're still chipping away day by day. You're doing the real work. But this year does, I am seeing that like this year could bring you material rewards, success and recognition more so. You're going to be recognized in some way. I do think that's what this transit is going to offer you, Aquarius. So that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Pisces Ascendant, Pisces Moon, or Pisces Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So what have we got going on, Pisces? Well, we have got, so Jupiter is going to be transiting your 4th house. And this is actually a beautiful transit to expand your inner world, your inner riches. It's time to do the spiritual work, Pisces. You're brilliant at that. You really are brilliant at that. But this is the kind of transit where you are going to want to go within. You're going to want to grow within. This is time for internal work. you're deepening that relationship with yourself. You're figuring out who you are at deep levels, at core levels, and you're possibly transcending and overcoming any, past conditioning or past programming or anything that's been holding you back. It's like you'll be able to see it at this time and grow beyond it. So you're doing the inner work at this time. I've got here, results may not be obvious for a while, but they will materialize in later transits, and definitely even in the next transit. So we're looking at mid next year onwards, you might be able to start seeing the results of the work that you're going to do across this year. And that's the inner work that you're going to be doing. I've got here, across this transit, you can benefit a lot from reading all the spiritual texts that are on your list, or journaling out what is happening in your inner world. I also noticed that you've got Saturn here in your first house. So life is very Saturnian for you. And one of the things that I'll recommend is, so my mum, she's a huge fan of Eckhart Tolle, and on one of his YouTube videos, someone put the comment that I have been reading and rereading, I think it's The Power of Now, every night for the past 15 years. That's what this person on YouTube wrote. And this person said, I read that book every night for 15 years and it has helped transform my life completely. And I loved hearing about that comment. I was so grateful that my mum saw it and that she told me about it, because across the years 2020 to 2023, I did that with a book. That was Lester Levenson's Happiness is Free. I read and reread that book every night for 3 years. And what it did was it changed like the soil of my consciousness. It's like I changed my life at the soil level. So then, like what seed you plant, the plants come out much healthier and better, kind of thing. So I'm kind of detecting that you've got that kind of energy here. Now, what is the book for you? I don't know. It could be any book. There's so many books, spiritual texts, but see if you can find your favorite one that you'd love to embody, that you'd love to internalize and to live it. I love that kind of thing. And that way, I was reading like 10 to 15 minutes each night. Sometimes I'll read longer. It depends how tired I am. But this is that kind of thing where you could be completely transforming like the soil of your consciousness, kind of thing. I've got here Saturn in your sign might be reshaping things for the long term. And so while the world changes out there, you will find a place to anchor within. It's this Jupiter transit that, you tune into Jupiter energy, and which is your ascendant lord here. You can really go within, nourish yourself, look after yourself, change yourself at consciousness level. I've got the note here as well. This means switching off the news or just watching less of it. You don't have to do anything drastic. And like, I don't watch my TV anymore, but I do watch YouTube. But like, I limit it, I don't watch it all the time. But I've got here switching off the news or seeing some people a bit less often, or just going for long walks by yourself to clear your mind space. I've got here, look at your daily habits and see what small changes you can make across this next year. And this is also a way of you valuing time more, which Saturn will be so happy with, that you're valuing and respecting and honoring your time more. That's going to be a really good thing. So Pisces, and anyone who's stuck around for the whole video, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I've been loving reading your comments as well. We've got some amazing new people. I'm remembering a couple of comments by someone who's, I believe, Pisces, who you mentioned that, you worked the whole life, worked really hard, and brilliant. Like that is, that's Saturn, yes, will really love that kind of thing. So it's great to hear from you guys in the comments. I absolutely love reading the comments. And any, you know, Pisces moon people here, just a word of encouragement for my Pisces moon people. Let's have a look. Yeah, I won't say too much because this is Jupiter's video, and you know, Jupiter might get jealous that I'm talking about Saturn. But you know, I have put Saturn in all the images today because look, he's the boss, you know, that's the outer rim. We need to know where he is at all times. So yeah, for you Pisces moon people, I hope things are going okay. Just keep hanging in there. It's a Saturnian time for you. Saturn also wants us to rest. This is the thing, he doesn't want us to overwork and he doesn't want us to burn out. So remember that. Don't work too hard. Go slow, take time. If you feel, you know, you need rest, take the rest. Really, really important. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.